Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, you're never quite enough? Like you're constantly running a race you can't win? Maybe it's the job you're trying to excel in, the perfect body you're chasing, or the relationships you're trying to hold together. You scroll through social media, and it seems like everyone has it all figured out: flawless lives, perfect families, dream careers. And there you are, wondering why you can't seem to measure up. But what if I told you that the idea of perfection you're chasing doesn't even exist? And what if I told you it's okay, more than okay, not to be perfect? Today, we're going to talk about embracing your imperfections and loving yourself just as you are. Because the truth is, you are enough. Not someday. Not when you achieve that goal or fix that flaw. Right now. Here's the thing, society has sold us this idea that perfection equals happiness. But that's a lie. Perfection is an illusion, one that keeps us stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and comparison. Think about it, even the people who seem to have perfect lives on the outside are often struggling on the inside. The pursuit of perfection isn't about being better, it's about fearing we're not enough. I get it, it's hard to let go of the need to be perfect. I've been there too. But here's the good news, you don't have to be perfect to be worthy. In fact, it's your imperfections that make you human, relatable, and unique. Here's a story that might resonate with you. A friend of mine, Sarah, used to obsess over every detail of her life. She wanted the perfect job, the perfect partner, the perfect body. She spent years meticulously curating her image, saying yes to every demand, working overtime, skipping meals, and losing sleep to meet impossible standards. She thought if she could just get everything right, she'd finally be happy. But life doesn't always play along with our plans. In her relentless pursuit of perfection, Sarah began to push away the people who cared about her. Friends stopped calling because she was always too busy. Her family noticed her growing distance but didn't know how to reach her. Worst of all, she didn't notice the toll it was taking on her health until it was too late. One day, Sarah collapsed at work. The stress, exhaustion, and pressure had finally caught up to her. She woke up in a hospital bed, surrounded by silence. Her phone, once buzzing with emails and notifications, lay quiet. In that moment, Sarah realized something heartbreaking. She had built her life around an illusion of perfection. But in doing so, she'd lost herself, and nearly her life. As she lay there, she had time to reflect. For the first time in years, she asked herself, why am I doing this? Who am I trying to prove this to? The answers didn't come easily, but one thing became clear, she couldn't keep living this way. When Sarah left the hospital, she decided to make a change, not for anyone else, but for herself. It wasn't easy, and it didn't happen overnight. She started small, forgiving herself for past mistakes and letting go of the impossible standards she'd set. She reconnected with friends, slowly mending relationships. She learned to prioritize her health, both mental and physical. And she began celebrating her quirks. The laugh she'd once thought was too loud, the scars she used to hide, the moments she could now laugh at her own imperfections. For the first time, Sarah wasn't striving for perfection, she was striving for peace. And she found it. Her story is a reminder that sometimes, it takes hitting rock bottom to see how far we've strayed from what truly matters. But it's also proof that no matter how lost you feel, it's never too late to turn things around and embrace the beautifully imperfect person you are. This realization is what I want for you too. So, let's talk about how to get there. Here are 5 practical steps to embrace your imperfections and love yourself as you are. 1. Shift your perspective. Stop seeing your imperfections as weaknesses. Start viewing them as part of your story. Think about the most interesting, inspiring people you know. Are they perfect? Of course not. What makes them stand out is their authenticity. Take a moment to list 3 things about yourself that you've always seen as flaws. Now, think about how those qualities might actually be strengths. For example, maybe you're overly sensitive, but that means you're empathetic. 2. Practice self-compassion. How often do you beat yourself up for every little mistake? Would you talk to a friend that way? Probably not. So why are you so harsh on yourself? Next time you mess up, take a deep breath and say, "It's okay. I'm human. I'm learning." Be your own cheerleader, not your biggest critic. 3. Set realistic expectations. Perfection is unattainable, but progress is achievable. Instead of aiming to be the best at everything, focus on being a little better than you were yesterday. Whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal goals, aim for growth, not perfection. 4. Surround yourself with the right people. Spend time with those who love you for who you are, not who you're trying to be. Toxic relationships can amplify feelings of inadequacy, while supportive ones remind you of your worth. Choose your tribe wisely. 5. Celebrate your journey. Life isn't about reaching some perfect destination, it's about the process. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Did you try something new? Did you show kindness to yourself? That's a win. Keep a journal of these moments to remind yourself how far you've come. As you take these steps, remember, growth takes time. Be patient with yourself. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to embrace who I am? Maybe it's letting go of a negative thought. Maybe it's looking in the mirror and saying, I am enough. You have so much to offer this world, and your imperfections are a big part of that. Imagine how freeing it would feel to stop hiding, to show up as your true, authentic self. That's the gift you can give yourself today. Here's my challenge for you: start small. Take one step toward embracing your imperfections this week. And when you do, notice how it feels. You might just find that you're stronger, braver, and more lovable than you ever realized. If this message resonated with you, let's spread the word. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more uplifting content. Remember, you're not alone in this journey, and together, we can grow. Before you go, let me leave you with one thought. What if your imperfections were the very things that make you extraordinary? Think about that.